It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
Yeah. Southside, nigga. Y'all know what's going on, man. Real shit. Hey. Ain't no way to stop it when a nigga poppin'. Pull up, start a problem, I got plenty options. Homies from the project, we the trending topic. I got bennies in my wallet, fuck your money. All I could get, flooded the knowledge, I flooded my wrist. Tell me I rap for the glamour and glitz. Got on my shit, now they ran me on list. Filling my pocket, I'm taking a trip. Call me a genie, I'm filling my wish. When it come down to me and get in my bag, I gotta get it, I pay for the lift. I got a baby, we coming legit. Roll with the bit now. I need my cut like fit now. Buddy got shot like Sim car. Married to the game like in-laws. Do what I please, move with the breeze. Right to believe. Shot this shit, love me, she come in the tease. Ready the haters, we cutting the weeds. Give my space, oh man. Got me a taste, oh man. Flooded the face, I'm running the race. I cover the bases, all damn. Nigga, don't try me, I'm on my square. Cardiac diamonds, I want me a pill. Treat all this money like I got a meal. Everything closer than it might appear, yeah. Bitch, I got my mask on now. I don't want your germs here. I've been getting paid since the first time on my third tip. Popping on the net, fuck a local, I got turf here. Fucking with the squad, we gon' put y'all in some merch, yeah.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there this evening. In this video, we're going to be getting into Miss Deb Antney. Of course, that is Waka Flocka mama. Also, former manager of Nicki Minaj, former manager of Gucci Mane, French Montana, OJ the Jew Man, the whole nine. Now, today, she is working with Nicki Minaj. In what capacity? I don't know. I don't know if she's like a road manager or what it is. But I do know that she was traveling with Nicki Minaj for a portion of the Pink Friday 2 Gag City tour. But to what extent their level of working is at this current stage, I don't know. Okay? Now, Deb has a new interview out where she speaks on Nicki Minaj. She speaks on people who come out and allege that Nicki uses cocaine. You know, this is something that I've talked about on my channel before, which is why I don't even get into the allegations of people saying that she snorts coke, because I don't know. I've never seen it. I've never heard Nicki Minaj come out and say that that was her drug of choice, right? Therefore, I don't ever lean into that. You know, I think that she could use some help, maybe an evaluation. Perhaps she's got some unprocessed trauma. You know, they're coming out talking about the prospect of possible bipolar or other different mental health issues that she may be dealing with. I don't know. But for me, I just don't pin certain drugs on certain people or anybody, you know what I mean, for that matter. But she has been acting strange for quite some time. I would love to know what the root of the issue is. But she comes out and addresses the allegations of the cocaine. And she also gets into the conversation around Nicki, Gucci Mane, and Keyshia. She also speaks to the nature of her relationship with Gucci Mane, where it stands and where things went wrong or what have you. So I'm going to react to those portions of this particular interview. All right. If you want to see the entire thing, you can go to Dennis Bryan, Nyla Says, and V. Lenore. They have a whole video talking to Deb. All right. So we're getting into a couple specific pieces. I'm going to check out the full thing, you know, just to get into, you know, more of where Deb is at currently. Last I known, she had that show Deb's House. Actually had, you know, some good contestants on there. I would love to know what the status of that show is moving forward as well. But again, in this video, we're going to stick to the script, okay? So the first clip that I want to pull up for y'all is Deb getting into the alleged rumors of cocaine, which have been put out on Nicki. I keep freezing.
First.
Okay, so I just wanted to know, I know that there seemed to be a vested interest in one point to keep you away from Nicki. What was that about? What was that about?
You even mentioned that recently. Nicki did. She
Well,
said,
of course, people, you never going to keep me away from her. That's my family setting for the industry, because those are all my families. Even
And we still don't know who they is that was trying to keep her away from Nicki. The way that it's come out, it sounds like she's implying, and that being Nicki, that is, like Nicki was implying that Jay-Z, Rock Nation, or somebody like that gave a fuck about her relationship with Deb. I don't know anything of that to be true. I'm just giving y'all what it was. I'll let Deb continue.
though I don't deal with Gucci, I still very much love him. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
Nicki, that's my daughter of the industry. You get me?
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to keep me away from her. They want to keep me away from her because they don't want nobody standing behind her.
Why are they interested in circumventing Nicki?
Why not? They can't control her.
Hmm.
They cannot control her.
I don't like that answer, Deb. Now, I don't know how much she's had clearance to divulge in the public as it pertains to Nicki, because, you know, she's done interviews in the past. There was an interview, I believe, last year where Deb came out and said that she wanted to patch things up between Nicki and Cardi B. She feels like if they linked up, it would be monumental. It would be a crazy thing. And I mean, up until recent events, I probably would have agreed. But the way things turned this year, with them, you know, getting nasty, down and dirty, talking about each other's kids, that shit is way out of reconciliation. But last year, she caught a lot of flack for coming out and saying that she wishes that, you know, she could be the person, the liaison to bridge that gap between these two ladies. So with that being stated, you know, Nicki kind of cut Deb off for a time period. You know what I'm saying? And things weren't really in a good space after she had made that statement. So I'm wondering who could have possibly reached out to Deb to be like, don't go back. And she claims that people have offered her money to not go back. But it's like, for what reason? And when somebody asks you, why would they want to separate you from Nicki? The answer being, why not, is not a good enough answer. We're too deep in the game with this Nicki Minaj shit to be answering a question with a question. If we don't have answers, nobody's going to believe you. Now, of course, her fans will, because they already believe in every conspiracy that comes out of somebody's asshole. But outside of that, people who are thinking, you got to give us a little bit more to work with. Otherwise, it's just going to be written off as bullshit.
That's what they don't like, huh?
That's what they don't like. Nicki's sharp. She's business sharp. You understand what I'm saying? So they throw rumors on her. Especially the cocaine rumor. Nicki don't do no cocaine. She ain't never did cocaine. She told people what she did.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But they keep wanting to put cocaine. I just seen South Park. I'm still searching, trying to find a way to get on them in South Park, because that shit pissed me off.
All right. So as to the cocaine thing, she brought it up. Nicki Minaj in the past has talked about taking pills. Okay? Pills and potions. You know, she's come out over the years and said, I've told y'all my drug of choice. She was using, I want to say antidepressants, but I can't say that definitively at this time. But I know that Meek Mill said that she had got him on Percocet, I believe. And it fucked him up. You know what I mean? And so that is one that I've heard. But outside of that, I don't know. Now, some people may take pills and use them differently. Some people may pop them. Some people may snort them. Some people may, you know, do whatever with them. I don't know. I don't live that life. And that's exactly why I never come out and say outright, like, yo, she's on a coke rant, like a lot of people do. You know, there's another content creator by the name of Nosy Ho who actually got sued and lost, you know, for going on that crusade with Nicki and basically antagonizing and throwing it out there repeatedly. I believe she was supposedly hit with a gag order. She has also continued to speak on Nicki. You know, I have nothing to do with that. I have no affiliation with either Nicki nor Nosy Ho to, you know, offer much else in the direction of that. But again, in order to protect my brand, my channel, and my bank account, y'all can think what y'all want. I'm not gonna say no shit like that, okay? But we'll continue.
Okay? That shit ain't funny to put on somebody.
No, it's not. And
She
it never
already
goes away.
admitted to her own shit. What they gonna add more shit on her for? She don't do coke.
Yeah.
And they want to constantly say something. I love her. I love her so much. There's nobody going to stop me from talking to her. You're not going to stop me from being there with her. Nothing. It's not. You're not going to do that. Yes, I was offered a lot of money. Yes.
From
But
who?
it's not enough to move me from her. It's not enough to turn me on any of them. I was offered shit with Gucci before. And I chose
who are
him
these
over
people
everything.
though? Who is they?
I would have never gone through a lot of stuff.
Yo, shout out to Miss Nyla. She tried to get to the. She tried. She said, "Who are these people though? Who did it? Who done it?" Deb continued to talk and talk about she's not going to be separated from her people. She proceeds to talk about Gucci, but she does not answer the $1 million question.
I went through if I'd have cut his ass off. He's the one that I wouldn't cut off.
Gucci.
It was Gucci. I chose him over everybody.
Wow.
But they need to tell us truth on all of this stuff. I told him if he went into rehab, that's how I would help him build his.
All right. So that clip ended there. She said if he goes into rehab, I guess she was going to be willing to help. But during the time period of their business relationship, Gucci was not interested in rehab, and that nigga was out here wilding the fuck out. All right? That nigga ended up going to jail, underwent a whole transformation to the point that people claimed that he was a literal clone, as if Gucci Mane was important enough to want to make another. Okay? But nonetheless, that's the clip of Deb addressing the drug allegations on Nicki. That's not to say that she's never used drugs or hasn't been using, but if she was, she says it would not be cocaine, and I just gave y'all my spiel as to why I don't do that. And since we're on that subject, let me give y'all a quick message in case you ever find yourself in need of a lawyer. There's a reason rappers can turn any story into a hit track. Just like there's a reason Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury law firm with over 1,000 attorneys and more than 100 offices nationwide. If you've been seriously injured in an accident, your case could be worth millions. But the truth is, a lot of people either don't file at all or get taken advantage of by insurance companies. When you hire Morgan & Morgan, it's like hiring a legal army that has your back. If you're injured because of someone else's negligence, you deserve to be paid. No shortcuts, no lowball offers. In fact, they've secured some major verdicts in the past. For example, in Florida, they got a victim who was in a life-altering car crash, $12 million. 34 times the highest insurance offer. They got another victim in Philadelphia, $26 million. 40 times the highest insurance offer. Not all law firms are created equal. Morgan & Morgan is the biggest for a reason. They will fight for the biggest award possible and have won a lot. So if you're ever injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Their fee is free unless you win. That's right, no upfront costs. They only get paid if you get paid. You can start your claim now by clicking the link in the description or by scanning the QR code on screen from your phone's camera. Again, if you find yourself injured, you can check out Morgan & Morgan. Don't say I never told you nothing, man. Now, next up, we have Deb speaking on the recent Breakfast Club interview with Gucci Mane and his wife, Keyshia. If y'all can remember, Nicki Minaj went on Spaces, proceeded to berate Keyshia, and, basically said that Deb wanted to jump in too. Now, I don't know what Deb wanted to jump in for. I don't know how the conversation would have even really centered around Deb at the time, because it was really just talking about, people that came up under Gucci and people that he put his arms around, never shouting them out, which I think is a very simple request, even if people don't adhere to it. But here is Deb speaking on the situation herself.
It's a little messy, Deb. This is a little messy.
I'll check you because I don't do a lot of that stuff, but it's okay. I know how to handle myself.
I know, girl. I know. So did you see the Breakfast Club interview with like Gucci and Keyshia?
Oh God. Unfortunately, yes. That was sent to me by I can't begin to tell you how many people sent me that. I don't follow the Breakfast Club, but I've had that sent to me by several people.
Mm-hmm. So what did you think about it? Because that's a woman in leadership.
Who's a woman in leadership?
I mean, she looks like she's leading her man.
Well, she's handling her man.
Right.
She's the handler.
Right.
Hey, man, what is this? What you mean she the handler? This is something that's been going around, acting like Gucci Mane like has no autonomy over himself. Like, I guess he ain't got no choice on his clothes, his shoes. He don't got no say so in his business. He ain't got no say so on if he go to the gas station, grocery store, taking on a show or nothing. They saying that Keyshia K'R is the one pulling the strings. He's just a puppet. Okay? That's what people are implying when they say that she's the handler. Like he just wakes up to be in service to Keyshia. When, from everything that I've heard for the last nearly a decade, it's quite the opposite. That she's been waking up to mostly be in service to him. But, hey, everybody hears and receives things differently.
That's not the Bradrick that I know.
Yeah.
Okay? Mm-hmm. It just did not seem like him.
It hasn't for some time.
There's many rumors about that relationship, period. You understand what I'm saying? So,
absolutely.
That's not him. It's like, in a million years, you wouldn't get to make me believe that either he wasn't drugged up or something wasn't going on with him there. That's just not him. And that's not, I don't feel like she should have came out nationally saying the stuff that she said about her husband. I don't think that that's for the world, period. That sounds like somebody that wants attention.
So you mean to tell me that this man released a whole book talking about his mental health journey, talking about the lowest points in his life, talking about how he disrespected and was doing all types of fuck shit out here in the way that he was maneuvering. He decides to put a book out. He's doing interviews and press to promote said book and give people his journey. His wife has been there lockstep with him every step of the way, quite possibly the only reason why he's even recovered from some of the things that he had going on, the very things that you complained about him about, the very things you said he needed to go to rehab about, the very same things that had him lashing out at his so-called friends in the industry. But now that he presents himself as a reformed person, a much more contained person in control, y'all are implying that he's not in control at all. Interesting. And that's all with due respect to Deb. I have no issue with Deb. She has a heart of gold. And she looks out for independent artists like no other. She started a whole radio station, B100, and she looks out for people like myself. I don't have a relationship with Deb, but I respect the fuck out of her for even attempting, you know what I'm saying, consistently for years. But I don't like this messaging that y'all are giving out here.
You know what I'm saying? That's seeking attention and that threw her husband out on the chopping block. I don't care what anybody say.
That's right.
I would have
Deb,
never, ever put my household business out there. This industry ain't big enough for me to put my business out there in the street like that.
I know that's
Deb,
right.
I looked at that clip, and it felt like we went back in the time when Mike Tyson and Robin Givens was doing the interview, and he was just there while she was saying all these things that really hurt their situation back then. So
He was in space.
Yeah.
He was in space. That is not. I'm sorry. You know, I don't care what people say about mental health, what they talking about with mental health. This ain't about them worrying about no damn mental health. This is worrying about people trying to be on top.
Yep.
And
So
people trying to get notoriety.
Gucci ain't even on top. What the fuck are we talking about? Gucci ain't been on top in a decade. Gucci last biggest song was with motherfucking Quavo, and Quavo ain't hitting on shit today. What are we talking about on top? What is there to gain for Keyshia K'Oir to overtake Gucci Mane's celebrity when Gucci Mane's celebrity ain't even celebritizing at this time? Like, niggas ain't listening to Gucci. Niggas don't care if he got an album out. The book is the most relevant thing that he has going on because people actually get a glimpse into his development as a person, which is what people are mostly concerned about or curious about since his return home from prison. His look, you know, his energy, his physique. They want to know what the fuck, how did you get here? So I don't think there's no upside in Keyshia K'Oir taking over Gucci. She not gonna go out on that motherfucking stage and say "burr." So what is there for her? They married any fucking way. So whatever comes to him is by proxy hers also.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not it. And that just didn't look like him. But I did see how he side-eyed her a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
There was a little bit of that. I
I
noticed that
seen that
too.
side-eye that he did. That just don't seem like the
Yeah.
person that I know.
Yeah.
So if you
You
were
ain't know.
managing Gucci,
But you ain't known the nigga for a long time. Last time you seen him, you wanted him to be a different nigga.
how do you think you would have, like, if he was your artist
First
right
off,
now?
let me explain something to you. I listened to her and everything she said, taking his camp, taking this away, taking that away. I went through tons of stuff with him, and I'm not going to go through all of that now just because I don't deal with him, okay?
Mhm.
I've never advertised anything. People never knew about none of that stuff. And I've placed him in hospitals. I've done various things, okay? And nobody ever knew nothing about it. They didn't know.
Hmm.
And I didn't advertise. To this day, I've never told that man's business.
But that's the thing. You didn't tell his business when he wasn't ready to disclose his personal situation. He made the decision to come out and talk about this. Now, what the private conversations between him and his wife were that influenced or may have given him the confidence or the whatever it was to come out and do this, that is something that happened between them personally in their personal home that did not include you. So it wasn't your place to come out and tell the world what it was that you did for him. And if you would have come out and told the world what you did for him during that time, that would have been your story, your part of the story. You know what I'm saying? But you can't speak to who this person is today because y'all don't have no connection. You can't speak to what it is that he's trying to portray with this book. I just think it's wild to be like, oh, he wouldn't have did that when I was around, but you not.
And when she sat there and said, oh, she wished that people would bring him up, well, talk about me. Because you wouldn't have him if it wasn't for me.
That's a fact.
Period.
Talk about it then, Deb.
Okay? And that pissed me off when I seen that and them going through all that. She going through all of that stuff. My son always talk about Gucci. And Waka didn't come out when Gucci was on the stage. Waka was Gucci's hitter. Okay? That's what he was. Somebody to protect him.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't about him doing music with Gucci. That didn't happen. Gucci didn't put OJ the Juice Man out. OJ was signed to me. He didn't put French Montana out. He didn't put Nicki out. I put Nicki on that stage. He never wanted her on the stage.
Huh.
Okay, all right, Deb. Fight back there. She said Gucci wanted the motherfucking spotlight that he ain't never want none of these motherfuckers on the show with him. Did my shit, which I could also see that angle. You know, when it's your turn, you trying to get on, you in the chitlin circuit, because that's what they were doing. They was rocking the chitlin circuit. You know, and it's like, shit, man, you got about 3-4 artists that's trying to come on stage and come be a part of this situation while I'm trying to get my shit bunking and booming. So I could see Gucci feeling some type of way about that. But that don't mean that they didn't benefit off of going out there with him for however long that was. So I think both of y'all played a role, even if he was a reluctant piece, because people saw them out publicly the way that it was. And had Gucci not had those shows and those bookings and whatever that movement was, you wouldn't have been able to attach them to it at all. So I think both of y'all, although I think Deb definitely deserves more credit if she signed him, if she found him, if she did all of that, she deserves that credit. But to act like Gucci didn't do his part, even if it was just getting out the fucking way, I can't agree with that piece. But I think whatever credit she wants, she should have.
That's
And
really
he didn't
interesting.
do nothing with French. He robbed French. Like, I hate that. You know, the one thing that pissed me off about that is that I'm tired of them taking away what I did. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of it. He didn't do that stuff. And they know he didn't do it. And it pisses me off that it's taken away from me. I just never fought for none of that. And I never talked about none of that stuff. Mm-hmm. Even to his company. I got boxes and boxes of paperwork anytime they want to try me. Boxes. Okay? Part of his stuff belonged to me. I never fought for money. I never fought nobody for nothing. Nothing. And the book, wrote in a book that Coach K did all of this stuff. What?
Now that piece I can understand for sure. If all the credit is being given to Coach K and not mentioning Deb in the book, yeah, I think that's flaw as hell. Because how will we even know who Deb is if she didn't put that work in? You know what I mean? Like, we know that, we saw that, we witnessed that. So, of course, I haven't read the Gucci Mane book, but if that's the context of what's in there concerning the early rise, I think that's strange. Now, Coach K definitely worked with him, but nah, I can't co-sign that.
Like, all of this stuff that went on, and who fought all these people? Who made all these enemies out there in the street? Me, as a woman. As a woman. But I never got out there and cried and bitched and moaned and did anything. I can't say that about these men. So when you talk about getting on there and she did so much, she ain't did shit because she ain't have all that money to leave her either. Like, they need to tell the truth about stuff and stop lying.
I was wondering, was that $2 million flip
Please,
exaggerated?
girl, please.
All right, so that's Deb speaking on Gucci and Keyshia, and she ain't having that shit. Now, again, I wasn't there for all the intimate workings of what happened on paper, so I won't speak to that. And I agree with some of what she said in there, especially if her credit is being attributed to Coach K. I'm not rolling. But overall, I do feel like Deb, she has a couple pieces of points of contention that I would have to put out there. I also still would love to know who are these people that are trying to separate her from Nicki, allegedly offering her money to not work with Nicki so that she would be unprotected. I would love to know who those people are, and not even names, but like point us in the goddamn direction. Blink twice. Blink twice if it's this motherfucker over here. Blink 5 times if it's this motherfucker over here. Is it Blockbuster? Is it Funko Land? Who did it? I just aged the fuck out of myself with that, but shit, y'all know what I'm talking about. Okay? So that's Deb, man. Respect to Deb. I don't have to agree with everything a person says in order to respect them. But I don't really see any reason for her to be angry at this point. I thought she had made peace with the Gucci situation many years ago. She had talked about it on numerous interviews. At a certain point, she had stopped doing interviews and was like, it is what it is. I just can't work with him. Love him from a distance, but I never fuck with him. And I don't blame her for that. I'm sure she witnessed a lot of fuckery during the time of them working together. But, feel free to let me know how y'all feel about this. All right. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, become an insider. And I will catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be good out there, man. Peace.
Family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'm never politicking, the drama be piling on. Father and great son acknowledged like I'm Bobby Bonds. Conversation with my lady about the paper route. 5 sit bank accounts, every day I make it count. They down talking my commentary for hating now. Well, I can take it cause I'm bodying your favorite now, please. I can do this shit in my sleep. I been writing for these niggas, y'all read it and weep. I been fighting these niggas if you speak on the street. I'll turn your birthday party into New Year's Eve. Don't let me take it there. We ain't playing fair. This the ATL, Southside nigga moving furniture like Wayfair. Life on hold, no insurance for your healthcare. Lifeline gone, so you wanna be a millionaire? Well, let me tell you about this world I built. The women I dodged, the niggas that I read for filth. The sympathy cause consulting for the stacks I built. I